So there are prophetic clans in heaven. It's not only on earth that there are prophets. The day you begin to press into God and your life starts striking relevant chord, one of the bounties you will enjoy is that those who do a similar work like you there, they will fraternize with you. You see, it was Zechariah, the father of John the Baptist, that stands as a priest in Israel. And the work of a priest is the one that stands on behalf of the sinful nation to represent their interests before God. Not all men can stand before God. Only a priest can stand in his presence. Which angel appeared to Zechariah? He says, I am Gabriel that stands in the presence. So a man of the presence will attract an angel of the presence. In the battle of Jericho, when military intelligence fell very short of the kind of fortification they found on that wall. In fact, 5 chariots could go side by side on top of the wall. It was like a cube. Meaning, if you are able to, maybe by violence, push the wall down. As the wall fell like this, it's a fresh wall. The up is not lower than the down. When Israel was confronted with that challenge, a man appeared and he had his sword drawn. So Joshua approached him and said, you know, there's so much pride in that conversation. He says, in other words, what that means is that choose your words carefully. How can you, if you know that it's the enemy, will you tell him that, are you with us or against us? He says, are you for us or against us? The angel that came says, I am neither for you nor against you. Lo, I am the captain of the host of God. Who is Joshua? Joshua is the captain of the physical host. The captain of the spiritual host appeared to Joshua. So it's a matter of brethren. The time where angels start calling you brother is that point where your life have struck a relevant chord, and they can now fraternize with you as fellow servants. They can start discussing God's agenda with you. In that point, your consecration has bridged the gap between earth and heaven. So for your sake, angels can dialogue with you part time. They know that you don't need to die before you talk with us. Your life has struck a mark. This is why they continue to make reference to the generations of the heavens and of the earth. Listen, even after several creatures fell with Satan, several creatures of high-ranking disposition, it was only one that has capacity to tempt Jesus. Who came to Jesus? Lucifer, the light bearer. Only him can come to speak to the light of the world. It is an angel of light that will appear to a bearer of light. Because as long as you are journeying any path, there are those who have journeyed that path and they have been crowned with crowns of honor. So when they see you making progress on earth, a way of encouragement is to reveal themselves to you, to show you that this thing you are doing. You see, there have been several aeons of existence. We are not the first. As a matter of fact, our dispensation started with flood. Our dispensation started with water. No account of how God created water. They just told you that the Spirit of God began to hover. So the whole earth was submerged by water. That's how our story started. The same flood that had been cleansing various civilizations. But when it came to the flood of Noah, God needed to do something that would stop this storyline from repeating itself over and over and over again. So he used a covenant to hold the mouth of the deep. In case you have ever seen any rainbow in your life, know that there was an application from the mouth of the deep, telling Adonai that the sin of the world had crossed his threshold. Allow us to cleanse the system again. That rainbow you saw was a conversation of spirits. It means, remember I told you, I will never destroy the earth with what? It means there was an application. Somebody applied for flood. And you know, that rainbow, you say you want a rainbow to be behind your wedding picture. That is a romantic. Can I share something with you? Of all the symbols that our alphabet brethren would have chosen, they choose rainbow as their logo. You don't know what they are telling you. All spirits know that this particular compromise, this is the sin that ends civilizations. Check every civilization and every land, every people that have met the doom of God. there is a particular scene that was the last expression that was entertained. Even when the angels came into Sodom to check, because they say the sin has reached heaven, but they want to check whether a sin that went from earth to heaven, they now came down to inspect. Let's see whether this thing is even possible. They now found out that angels that came, the men of Sodom say, we want to sleep with the men. Lord say, let me give you my daughters. The men of Sodom say, we don't like girls. As you begin to see various distorted sexual orientation in any civilization, that is the marker of judgment. That's the end of that people. They have reached a reprobate state. That place, God has given them over to the lust of their heart. It will be hard for the impending doom to not come. This is why when we speak about people knowing exactly what the devil is doing, he's trying to plunge many and many into deception, into corruption, so that at the end of the day, he will try to create more room, more time. In Revelation chapter 19, verse 9, you will see a similar narrative. Maybe you, and he said unto me, right, blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he said unto me, these are the true sayings of God. Next verse, very quickly. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant. This is the second time. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Jesus Christ. For the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy, the first angelic being that he interacted with in that manner, where he wanted to bow and worship. That one said, I am from the company of prophets. This one said, I am from the company of those who keep the testimony of Jesus. So they all explain their particular roles and the work they do within the celestial host. Now, immediately you are able to know that the storyline did not start with us, and there have been many expressions of civilizations, and the earth is an old accommodation. And when we are through with all of our expression, we too will leave it behind. You will know that the only thing you can do is to remember your Creator, is to fear God and keep his commandment. Because the judgment will be so vast. There have been several generations of existence, and you will be lost inside there. You think you are an emphasis. I wanted to share a burden with us. I'll be dividing my teaching today into three subheadings. Point number 1, the kingdom of darkness. The kingdom of darkness. In Colossians chapter 1 verse 13, there is something quite sensitive the Bible shows us there, and I want us to read together. The Bible says in Colossians chapter 1 verse 13, it says, he has delivered us from the domain of darkness. Another word for that word domain is the kingdom of darkness. He had delivered us from the domain of darkness and transferred us to the kingdom of his beloved Son. So as much as the devil is on a rampage to create a kingdom for himself in this side, you have the capacity to choose which kingdom your allegiance will be channeled towards. And so in the light of that, this is why I began by making an introduction of the brethren in the heavens, of the battles that they have fought, and of the victories that gave them their various standing in the heaven. For instance, God is not partial. God is not unjust. Everything God does have justice and righteousness, because that is the foundation of his throne. The foundation means the characters that hold that throne. There is no angel that was designed to be superior to another angel. Every angel that operates from a cadre of greatness, a cadre of power, they all inherited rewards from God. The same way, when our time is done here on earth and the roll is called up yonder, there will be rewards given to all of us who would eventually come out as the victors of this era.